Hi guys, I hope you're doing amazing. I'm doing really well. Been working, grinding, enjoying life as usual. Today I felt like talking about something a little bit more chill. And these are things that are not just clothing or fashion or brands. This is more about in terms of what lifestyle or overall aesthetic or vibe that I like to give off. What things are that I gravitate towards that I think I'll be interested in for a long time. Starting off with wire headphones, I think I just really like the vintage 2000s vibe that it gives off. Reminds me of when I was growing up getting my first pair of earbuds and my first iPhone, my first phone even. It's just very nostalgic for me, and I don't know what it is, but there's just something impossibly chic about them for me. I'm also always losing things, so I feel like just buying a cheap pair of wire headphones is practical as well. There's something very intentional about choosing to wear wire headphones. It's like going against the grain, rejecting modernity. It's like embracing things that make us feel nostalgic, that remind us of the good times. I don't know. And there's just something about constantly tangling and untangling headphones, walking around with them. I don't know, it's just a vibe, really. It gives a very messy, chic girl kind of vibe, which I love. That's something I love to convey. That's the aura that I like to give off. Very much like she doesn't really even know which direction she's going. She doesn't know who she's gonna meet that day. She doesn't have her schedule planned out. All she's had in her system today is a nice coffee, maybe a cigarette, maybe a bagel. She has a mysterious form of income. She doesn't have to go to an event with someone to meet people or have people come up to her. It's just effortlessly cool. The next thing I find chic is silver jewelry. I talk about this all the time, but you guys know I'm a huge silver girl. Once I started wearing silver, I've not gone back to gold, haven't looked back. No regrets. I think it just really fits my vibe. I think silver is just very cool, very timeless, very youthful, fresh. It's edgy. I'm particularly interested in chrome hearts jewelry. I don't own any, but I would love to own some, especially a ring or two, a necklace. I would really love a chrome hearts cross necklace. I think I really need a nice silver cross necklace in general. It doesn't have to be chrome hearts, but I would love if it is because I feel like I need to start investing in jewelry more. Most of the jewelry I have is just vintage thrifted jewelry, very cheap, nothing crazy. But I think if I invested, I would feel very proud of the pieces that I owned. And I think I would wear jewelry even more intentionally and more often if I had pieces that I really loved that I spent a lot of money on. I also really want to get into Vivienne Westwood jewelry. Specifically, I would say their pendants and their earrings. I really love the planet shape icon or design that they have. I think it's really beautiful. I think space is very interesting, and I love that that's their whole concept and design. I've also really been wanting earrings from JPG John Paul Gaultier. They are very hard to find for affordable price, and there's really not even that many listings out there from what I've seen. I'm looking specifically for their pierced earring type of style earrings. I think that's what it's called. But I think they just look so cool, and I feel like I could wear them almost every day with pretty much most of my outfits because whenever I like to do a more timeless, sleek, chic look, I like to add certain elements that make it feel a little bit more grungy or edgy, and I feel like pierced earrings would be perfect for that. It really doesn't even need to be JPG. I know that I think En Route Jewelry has pierced earrings, but I would prefer for it to be from a brand that I love, like JPG. I think they're a really cool brand. The next thing I find chic is convertible or multi-wear clothing. So this is clothing that you can wear or style in several different ways and it's intended to be styled in several different ways from the person that designed it. Paloma Wool is a great example of this. They have a lot of clothing that can be worn in different ways. They have tops that can be turned into dresses, dresses that can be turned into tops. They have tops with snap buttons on them that you can snap to each other however you want to. They have sandals with snap buttons on them that you can snap flowers onto. Just a lot of interesting, fun ways to play with clothing. Casper the Label is another great brand that creates a lot of designs utilizing button details and asymmetry, and the buttons can be unbuttoned, they can be left half open, they can be buttoned asymmetrically or crinkled, pleated. Very, very customizable design, which is really fun and interesting and different. I've seen a lot of small designers as well here and there on TikTok and Pinterest that have created designs that can be worn in different ways asymmetrically or converted from skirts to jackets or tops that can be worn as cropped tops or over the shoulder. Just very multi-purpose designs that I think are really fresh and innovative and something that is interesting to look at. I think convertible clothing is a really great investment because normally you do have to pay a little bit more for this type of clothing because it's great to have basics, it's great to have a capsule wardrobe, but it's also great to have pieces that are very versatile, can be worn in different ways that you can really use your imagination for. That's what makes fashion interesting, and that's how you never really get bored of your clothes when you can style them in different ways for different seasons. When they have a lot of different roles that they can play in your closet, that's what makes getting dressed more fun. The next thing I find chic is impractical bags. When I say impractical, I'm talking about big, oversized, even sometimes chunky bags. Usually they're more on the heavier side, but there's something about a big, slouchy, and practical bag that just looks effortlessly chic. First, we have the Prada Swing bag, which has been at the top of my wish list for quite some time now. I've been having a lot of trouble sourcing an affordable one. So if anyone has any leads, please contact me. I'm very interested. I actually already have one, but I don't use it very much because it's quite large and I feel like it's better for special occasions. I'm definitely the most interested in the two pocket design, which seems to be the rarest one, unfortunately. I was talking to someone on Reddit who said they had the two pocket croc embossed design Prada Swing bag, and I was like, oh my god, I will buy this from you. And they keep just being unresponsive, and I keep having to follow up, but I'm manifesting getting this bag from them. We'll see. I'm willing to take out my savings for this bag. It's really that serious. I'm sure many of you guys know, but Chloe bags are extremely popular at the moment. Highly coveted, very difficult to find for reasonable prices now. Personally, I'm not like the biggest fan of it just because I think they are a little bit too, I want to say, gaudy, but I think they're just a little bit too over the top. Still super chic though, I feel, especially when styled in a specific way. This bag is definitely a statement, so I feel like the rest of your outfit can be more minimal and toned down because the bag is the star of the show. I mean, look at her. She is the moment. The Balenciaga Weekender is another bag that's been on my wish list for a little bit now, and I really love how huge this bag is. It's called a Weekender because it's meant to be more of like a travel type of bag, but as someone who does photo shoots and goes in the city to sell clothes sometimes, just sometimes I need to pick up packages, this is a really practical bag that I have my eye on. I just think it looks so chic and so edgy. I really want it. I think my Balenciaga City bag is probably the bag I wear the most out of all my bags as well, so having a bigger version of it I think would be amazing. Lastly, the YSL Horn Mombasa. I've been looking for one of these bags for a bit now. Not the top of my list, but I think it's super chic. The horn part of the bag is definitely the most eye-catching statement of the bag that I think is why a lot of people want this bag and it's hard to get at the moment. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. The design is very unique. I haven't really seen it anywhere else. I would really love a silver horn black Mombasa. I would especially love if I could get the black ruffle Mombasa. I don't know if it comes with a silver horn option, but maybe I could get the silver horn separately and then attach them together. That would be like my dream combo. But I have worn this bag before on my shoulder. My friend has one, and I have to say it's not very comfortable at all. It's definitely more of a going out special occasion type of thing. Or you can wear it in a very specific way where you're not putting too much weight on your shoulder and it's kind of going more on the softer part here instead of on the bone where it really hurts if you put it there. So not very practical, but super stunning. The next thing I find chic is metal objects. So I'm talking lighters, compact mirrors, different types of very niche objects that you could carry around with you in your bag or use to style your outfit. I have a lighter from Vivienne Westwood and it's so stunning. I get compliments on it all the time when I take it out and I just really love it. I like to have special little objects like that just make me feel good about what I own, that I love, that I can use for a long time. There's just something about investing in tiny little trinkets that makes you feel good. Compact mirrors or makeup in compact mirrors is really chic to me. I've seen it a lot on Pinterest or in people's what's in my bag videos. I think they just look so beautiful, very simple little objects, but I don't know, there's just really something effortlessly chic about them to me, about pulling out a compact mirror and it's silver or metal. I just love how it looks. I think an engraved one would be especially beautiful as well. I might have to get one in the future because at the moment, the compact mirror I have is really beautiful. It's actually a Givenchy vintage compact mirror that I got in Paris. But I would love to have like a little personalized one that has an engraving on it. I think that would be so beautiful. Engraved objects are also super, super chic. There's also this sort of convertible accessory, I would call it, from Kitto. It has two holes in it, and what you can do with it is put it on tops or with scarves or on dresses. You can use it on different pieces of clothing that you have and kind of convert them or manipulate them into different types of lengths or shapes, textures, whatever you want. Really fun idea and concept. And it was really popular for a while, I think, on social media. They also sent me one, and honestly, I need to learn how to use it because I want to learn if there's something I'm missing out on. I'm sure that I could probably manipulate my clothing way better if I use the little tool that they sent. The next thing I find super chic are oversized belts. Specifically, I really love belts from Paloma Wool. They make a lot of oversized, chunky belts, and I don't think people wear belts enough in general. I think they're a bit underrated. I have a whole suitcase of belts. Well, it's not a suitcase, it's like a carry-on luggage, but I have like probably 20, 25 belts. Is that a lot? I don't know. But I wear about 3 or 4 of them pretty often, and I think they're just really, really cool statements. They add a lot to an outfit. I think people should try to wear them more. There's also Gimmighouse. They have amazing belts. One of my favorite belts is from them. I wore it recently, and I got so many compliments on it, and it felt so validating because I had wanted that belt for a while. So to get compliments on it, I was like, oh, I made a good purchase. You can also thrift oversized belts. I found a really nice oversized belt that I wear quite often in Paris in a curated showroom. Definitely check out curated showrooms or flea markets if you want to find a nice elevated chunky belt. The next thing I find super chic are fashion and art books. This is something I really want to get more into and start collecting over time. I definitely don't have enough fashion books. I mostly have a few fashion magazines, but I definitely need to get more magazines and books because I would love to just collect them and have it be a thing for me, especially as a reference, but also to just elevate any space that I live in. Easily, I could go and acquire the brand name books like Prada, Gucci, Dior, Chanel. Those are easy to find at home goods stores or discount stores like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Amazon. I also really, really want the Norbert Schorner Fashion Prada Archive book. It's all his photography from when he was at Prada and just stunning, stunning imagery. And I really want to acquire this book for myself. This is like at the top of my list. I definitely want to do more research because I've done a bit, but it seems quite difficult to find interesting fashion books. Art books is a lot easier to find for sure. Interesting photography. I also find that Japanese art or Japanese photography books are really stunning and something to look into if you haven't already. The next thing I find very chic is smudged makeup. Now that it's summer and it's humid, I think this happens quite naturally for me, but I really love the look of a smudged, smoky looking eyeliner, especially with the cat eye smudginess. Very chic. Even the inner corners, it is a little bit annoying when it gets smudged, but honestly, it's a vibe. It's chic. Also love the look of smudged lip liner. I always wear lip liner. It's like my go-to makeup that I need when I walk out the door. I don't intentionally smudge it, at least not outside of the lines. Inside the lines, I definitely smudge it and blend it in. But I do see people smudge their lip liner intentionally on the outer lines. I do think it looks quite chic and quite natural. There's something about the more blended, natural look that looks very, very elevated and simple and model off duty, if you will. It's something I do want to try more. I do also want to try more eyeliner on the waterline. I think I get very scared to try it because whenever I do, I feel like my eyes look really small and I just don't think it's the most flattering look because I think it looks quite severe. But maybe more smudging near the corners, outer corners of my waterline I should try. I think that could be a vibe. I definitely need to just experiment more with makeup in general. I feel so afraid to experiment because I feel like I just have my go-to look and I don't like to gravitate from that. Another thing I should try is doing less eyeliner and just doing mascara and lip liner. I think that looks really chic. A more plain, simple eye and a more statement sort of lip. Very editorial, messy French girl vibes. The last thing I find chic is pretty basic, but it's heels. I'm such a heels girl. I don't really like to wear flat shoes. I mean, I do love ballet flats, but I'm very anti sneakers, combat boots. My shoes, they need to have heels, especially being that I'm petite. I love a good heel. And there's so many different types of heels out there that I think are so fun and so easy to mix and match with different outfits. Really love a good basic stiletto heel. I would love to acquire some Giuseppe heels. I think they're probably very difficult to get right now because they blew up a little bit on TikTok recently, but I think they're really stunning. And de Mülmeister has some really stunning stiletto heels that I think are just so edgy, so cool. I would love to own some someday. I also really love block heels. One of my favorite go-to heels is actually a dark chocolate brown colored block heel, and I think the brand is from Loft. They're a very common brand you'll find when you're thrifting. They're so comfortable and they go with a lot of my outfits. I think block heels are just very classy, classic, and elevated, and they can really just add a lot of more maturity and timelessness to your look. This is a bit more specific, but acrylic heels are absolutely stunning in my opinion. I don't own any yet, and they're quite hard to find. People don't usually design these types of heels, but one good example is the Supriya Lele Mango collaboration. She came out with a pair of acrylic wedge heels, and oh my god, they are just so stunning to me. I know that Miriam Nasirzadeh also has some acrylic heels. So gorgeous. I really want. It's been on my wish list for some time now, so I probably should have bought the Supriya heels because I'm sure that they're sold out now. But I'm plotting on them. I'm plotting on them and I will get some acrylic heels soon. Eventually, they will be mine. Lastly, a wedge heel. I've talked about this before, but I love wedges. I love any type of shoe with a wedge, whether it's a heel or a boot. I just think they're so cute and so cool and different. Wedge heels are also great because you can wear them more comfortably. They aren't like a small pointy stand that you put all your weight on. They support your weight a lot better. I recently got some wedge flip-flop heels and I think they're so cute and they're so perfect for summer. They're very kind of 90s, 2000s chic. They're very versatile and very fun. I love them. Love to see them. And now I want to give an honorable mention to another thing I find chic that I just thought of, which is bangles. Wearing a few right now, and I love. I've been wearing bangles nonstop this spring and summer. So easy to just slip on and head out the door. So chic. I love layering them. They're just so boho, carefree, easy breezy, cover girl. You know, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. So those are all the things I find impossibly chic. I hope you guys enjoyed this chill, chatty type of video. Let me know what you guys think about anything that I've covered today, or what are some things that you find impossibly chic. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you again very soon.